Hey, good morning. Yes, friends, look at the snow, look at the moisture, and listen to the radio. It's time for Gardening with the Garden Guru, Christie Rasure, presented by Shore's Bumper to Bumper, and those great Fertilome yard and garden products. Good morning, Christie Rasure.
Good snowing morning to you.
Oh, man, isn't this a great way to start the show?
I was going to say, it's not quite the way a gardener usually thinks about it, but what a way to start spring.
Oh, I love it. And the moisture's out there. This is a heavy, wet snow. I've just noticed my car probably weighs another couple 100 pounds just because of all the snow that's on top of it.
I bet so. I was going to say, and it is a heavy snow. Very, very wet. Yes, you can make a good snowball and a snowman out of this.
Oh, golly, I think once the snow lets up, there's going to be lots of sledding and kids playing in the snow for days and days to come.
That's right. I was saying, we've been begging and begging for moisture, and we've got some moisture.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Now, some are stranded from Colby west to Airport Road there in Colorado along I-70. So those of you that are listening, friends, we've needed this moisture. Now, it's not going to be a budget or a drought buster by any means, but boy, is it going to help out. I think some areas probably get well over an inch of liquid moisture out of this. Real quick, Christy, before we go too far, we've had 8 inches 4 miles west of Brewster, 6 inches in Benkelman, Nebraska, 4 inches west of Oakley, so a little less amounts east of Goodland.
Right.
We had 3 inches in Dresden, 3 inches 6 miles north of Wild Horse, Colorado. Goodland, I know we've had at least 12 to 13, maybe 14 inches.
I should have gone out and measured out here too. I hadn't done that yet to see exactly what I have, down in the hole, as we call it. But the trees are just stacked. That is one of the things with all the pine trees that I have here. The snow on the pine trees is just so tall, and I don't know that I've ever seen it quite like that.
Yeah, there's a poem in there. Let's see, there's snow on the pine, and that's just fine.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, Christy, I'm glad you're with us, and I'm glad we're getting this snow. It's going to weigh down some trees. It's already knocking some big tree limbs down in Goodland.
It is, and our trees are stressed so badly anyway because of the drought that really they're not needing this. But there's nothing we can do but just wait till it's over with and then go clean up the damages.
Yeah, that's right. And for goodness sakes, everybody, not young or old, be careful when you shovel this. It's a heavy, wet snow, and it can really give you stressful problems.
I bet so. I was going to say, I haven't tried to move any yet, but it looks very heavy. I know last night when I got home, we only had about an inch or two on the ground then, and it was really slushy then.
Well,
so I wondered.
It is very heavy. I pushed just a little bit this morning around 4 o'clock, and it's. I decided, okay, stupid, don't do this. Leave it. So yeah. I quit, but it is very, very heavy. But it's great moisture. Now, is it better to get the snow or the rain moisture? Does it make a difference?
Well, I'm the last one you want to ask that to because I'm one of these, I love rain. And so, but when you talk to the farmers, they say that the snow is better because of the different nutrients that is built into the snow. As this comes down, there's supposedly some different nutrients in the snow flakes. So, and I don't know if that's an old wives' tale or not, but, I look at the lack of enjoyment of snow because I don't like snow. I love rain. And so I'm not the one to ask. Yeah. But we needed moisture. I don't care. We needed this so badly. And we have been begging for moisture and begging and pleading, and we finally have gotten some moisture, and we needed it so bad. Yeah,
that's right, too. And we'll just enjoy how it comes in. I will tell you 2 things. It's going to help a Sherman County burn ban, and it's also going to settle dust, and it's clearing the air.
That's right. And then, we just need some moisture in that ground. And I've noticed the wheat is starting to green up a little bit, and we just need this so badly for everything and everybody.
Yeah.
And so it was a blessing blessing for sure.
Indeed. Well, if folks tuning in, it's 8:36 on a Saturday morning, a live program today. Christie Rasure, Gardening with a Garden Guru, presented by Shores, bumper to bumper, downtown Goodland. And by the way, they're closed today, and I don't blame them. And Fertilome Yard and Garden Products. Christie Shores has done a complete store revamp since we last visited in last fall, and boy, have they increased products. They have reworked the store's display. They've added, wow.
Yeah, it's wow is right. And, and it's going to take me a while to realize, or, not realize, but to go in and figure out exactly not where it is, but what all they've added, because they've got so much. And so that's what's going to be fun this year, is we're going to talk about all the new products and all the new stuff that's there. And then we've also got, a couple weeks ago was the Fertilome information meeting, and we had it at the Murray Center, or Shores had it at the Murray Center, and Tony came in and talked about the new products and how to actually use a lot of the products. And we had a good crowd there, people from, I know as far as Cheyenne Wells, and of course Goodland, Brewster, and other areas were there, and learned about the Fertilome products. So I will share a lot of that information that we learned on there, or at that show. And then what we will do is we will talk about how to use a product and the proper way of using the product also. And so, but yes, there is so much in that store, and new stuff, and exciting, and 2013 is going to be a fun year.
It will be. And I noticed, too, I was in yesterday afternoon as a last-minute picture this in my mind and kind of a freeze-frame moments down each aisle, that Greg and Keith have added not only more of the Fertilome Yard and Garden products, but more tools, more everything else. Shores, and Fertilome has relabeled their products, and it's like elementary level.
It is. It really is. We've always talked about how easy it is to remember some of these products, like Weed-Free Zone, my favorite product, or Grub-Free Zone. We want to be free of those free of those things. They have come up with the easiest ways to remember their products, and it's great. And their labeling now is really bright and cheery, and it is. It makes for a beautiful store, that's for sure.
Well, I think a third or fourth grader would go in and you could say, tell me what this label means, and then they would interpret it exactly as it is.
Exactly. That's right. That's right. And that's what they're trying to do, is make it customer friendly.
Well, they did, and hats off to Fertilome Yard and Garden Products. The website, what is it, fertilome.com, I think?
Right, fertilome.com. Go on there. If nothing else, just enjoy the site. The site is, gorgeous pictures and everything, and very informative. And so, and as long as we have internet today, you could go on there and learn about what they have and how to use it. Oh, my, a great day to do that. Right. And fertilome.com, and go on there. You could do a little dreaming. Is this a good day to dream, you think, Christie? It is a great day to dream. In fact, I think that would be a wonderful thing to do. It is what we call a great day to make lists, be organized, and do it now while you've got the time, is look out that window. You've got, as they say, a white slate, a clean slate. So you could actually go and replan your yard if you want to do some new stuff in your yard, whether it is building new flower beds, or maybe you want to move a sidewalk or something like that. You could actually draw it out how you want it. You may not have the exact measurements because it'd be a little difficult to go measure today, but it'd be a great time to go and just take a piece of paper and kind of design how you would like to do this. And then also today would be a great day to make a list of, okay, this is what I would like to do this year in my yard, or this is my spring projects that have to get done, and get organized, and then come down to Shores and get the products you need, get the tools you need if you don't have them. And, if your tools are handy, say they're out in the garage, and, it'd be a good day to make sure that you've got the tools for those projects. I like that idea. Yeah, dream. And you're not
going to be held to your drawing. It's not a contest or anything. It just gives you some ideas. What about this idea, too, Christy, that folks always are doing the same thing? They plant the types of flowers along this area. Mix it up. Do something different this year, maybe.
Oh, exactly. You can go on to different sites on the Internet, and you can find, especially on companion gardening, and they'll tell you what plants will work well with each other. A lot of times people will just plant a vegetable garden. They won't put flowers in it. Or they'll just plant a flower garden, but they won't put vegetables in it. Mix it up. Have fun with that. And, if you wonder about it, give us a call. That's what us Master Gardeners are all about. We are here to answer your questions and help you dream and make your dream come true.
Well, you do, and it's fun. A garden with the vegetables, it's colorful, but boy, if you throw some flowers in between there, some little flowering plants, that just adds that garden so much more. Does it help with the honeybees and the transfer of all the stuff that needs to be transferred?
It does that, but it also it helps with the beneficial insects, but it also helps with the ones that we want to keep out, too. So, like your mites and your, just any of the bad bugs sometimes, like marigolds and so forth, will keep them away. And so, it's good to have not only the color, but it's also good to have them so you don't always have to use the insecticides and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Your mites and might nots.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, I tell you, this snow has made me kind of giddy here. I just think it's so good. It looks so nice outside. It's just fallen just basically straight down in the last 6 to 10 hours, so it's just gorgeous. Shores and Fertilome Yard and Garden Products, they've got them. Greg's got many, many more shelves of the different products that people can look for, their yard, their gardens.
He has gone and added so many products this year, and Fertilome has too, which is really the good thing about that. And what Greg has done is brought in the products that we can actually have for this part of the country.
Yeah, I was going to point that out. It's not for desert out Arizona or cold Canadian North. It's for this area. It's zone rated.
Right, exactly. And that's so what you are getting down there is the products that are for our area and that will work on our soils or our type of soils or for our type of trees and plants. Not plants that we don't even have, that are like, well, I think there is a food. He might have the food for azaleas and that kind of stuff, but really we don't grow those kind of things here. But I think it's labeled actually for some other plants, too, that we do. Mm-hmm. But basically he has the products that are for our area only.
Hey, that makes it nice, too. Christie Rasure, Gardening with the Garden Guru. We'll take a very short break on KLOE Goodland and let you know this is Gardening with the Garden Guru, Christie Rasure, our first program of the year. Man, we're kicking it off in fine style. It's brought to you by Shores and Fertilome Yard and Garden Products, downtown Goodland. Wow, what a great place. And Greg and Keith and the whole staff have just done a wonderful job in keeping things going and reworking it all. Christy, I've never known the guys to do so much work in one season to get it ready for the yard and gardeners and the new yard and garden folk that'll be about.
That's right. As I was saying, and we welcome all those, the new gardeners, the old gardeners, of course, too, but the new gardeners. You want to come in and learn how to put together a garden, or if you want to just try something new, they have the raised garden bed kits, so you can do something small. Or if you have a child that you want to get involved in gardening, you could go and build a small garden for a child and start out something small and build up from there. Something new that Greg has brought in also is he's brought in horseradish roots, asparagus crowns. There are rhubarb plants, or actually the roots. I think there were some strawberries, new potatoes, and then some onion sets, not the plants, but the sets, the bulbs. Mm-hmm. And I think I got them all those different things he got. But anyway, he brought those in, and today you can't plant them, but needless to say, they're closed today also. But, once it dries up and, once you can get into that garden, you could go in and get those planted. And so he does have those down there So that is something that now he has to offer.
Yeah, another expansion that Shores has done over the winter months. Not only that, but there are a lot of indoor gardening units that kids can use or folks can use maybe in their apartment, or maybe they have a small house and they want to grow some little vegetables or grow some flowers.
Right, exactly. If you want to start seeds, it's not too late yet to do that. Go ahead and, he's got the light setups. He's got the different cell packs, the peat moss cubes. There are all sorts of different things. And unfortunately, I'm not down store right now to look at the wall and tell you exactly what he's got because I can't get you down. But he's got all the different things. He's got the labels. He's got all of that, plus the seeds to plant them. And so if you have children that you would like to show them the miracle of growing, you could do that. Or if you're like me and you just like to grow plants, today would be a great day to start some plants and get those hands dirty.
Oh, yeah, I like that idea, too. Not only that, let's see what else. Thousands of parts, sprinkler parts and hoses. Greg and the crew can do wonderful things with those parts for in-ground sprinklers, or maybe help you make some above-ground units.
Exactly. And, that is another thing that today, if you took in all of your sprinklers into, last fall, today would be a great day to pull out those sprinklers, make sure they all, work, make sure that they all have their parts on them. If they don't, it'd be a great day to inventory. Okay, I need to get this fixed, I need a part for this, and make a list, and that way you get them all fixed. Or they could fix them for you, or, get the right parts for them.
Greg was telling me the other day as I was visiting the store preparing here for the show that he can help you make sprinkler hoses that can water your whole yard very easily, and sprinkler parts that can make you set it in the corner of your yard. It'll water that whole corner and not shoot half of it out on the street and waste it.
That's right. And that's the thing, if you build a new bed, or if you have a bed that's hard to water, maybe it is in a corner. Maybe it's on the outside corner by the street. Or sometimes, needless to say, if you have a sprinkler system or if you're using a sprinkler, there's a lot of times that we can just not get to an area. And that's what's nice about this, is he can build it specifically because of all the different parts he has. He can reduce that water pressure, so he can do just a small area, or it can do a larger area. And so tell them exactly what you're needing, and they can build it for you.
I think that surprises more people every year. If I hear one story from Shores, it's that type of story where I didn't know you could do this, or I've looked all over, nobody had any idea what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, we can do that. It's a can-do store at Shores.
They have a lot of services people don't realize, and that is and there's no dumb questions. And that's the thing. Sometimes people are afraid to ask because they think that it's a dumb question. There's no dumb questions. Come in, tell us exactly what you want, and then they can build it for you.
Not only the yard and garden sprinkling, but maybe you need a little drip line that Greg can help you with, or maybe hard-to-water planters that you have in little odd areas.
Right, and you can do the spaghetti hose, what we call spaghetti hose, with the drippers on them, and it makes it so much easier. The timers, they are wonderful. And he has a bunch of different types of timers, so you can get the specific timer for the job you're wanting to do. Now, true, right now is not the time to be putting those timers on, but later on we'll be talking about when you can start putting those timers on your faucets and all, and using those timers to save you a lot of energy, a lot of time, and save you a lot of money.
Yeah, well, Greg and the crew have a lot of faceted faucets and everything to hook onto those, too. Different ways to fertilize your garden, your yard, different ways to put the different additives on. Another thing, it's way early for this, but Greg also has added his backyard ponds and pond supplies and chemicals. Wow.
It's not too early on that. In fact, Greg and I were talking the other day, and he says, my pond stuff's really been selling well. And I said, yeah, because I've had a lot of people come to my store and talk about that.
Oh.
And so, and I keep sending him down saying, okay, here's what you need, because he's gotten so many new pond things. And he was like, oh, this is cool. Needless to say, I want to go play. But it hasn't been the weather that we could go play outside and all that. But if you want that idea of putting a pond together and all that, come talk either to Greg or to myself, and we can kind of get you going on how to do it. And today would be one of those great days again that would be good for that, to be planning, I would really like to have a pond in my yard. They're not as much work as you think. And if you get it set up right, they're not that much work.
Mm-hmm.
And I will attest to that, because I really don't have a lot of time to work on that kind of stuff, but I get to enjoy it because of the way it is set up. And I don't have to work on it. I get to enjoy it.
Aren't they? They're pretty peaceful, too, when you sit there close to it and hear the water, or just kind of enjoy your life as the water just filters on.
And I know this is going to sound really crazy, but every morning I do this. I open up the window, because I have one that runs 24/7, 365 days of the year. And every morning I open up that window, especially in the winter. In the summer I have my windows open, but I get to hear that peaceful sound. And it is such a peaceful sound and just so gorgeous. And like this morning I did that, and it was just like, heaven.
Yes, it's
get that.
Amazing what sounds will do for your mind and for your comfortableness level.
Yeah, and it's a good way to start the day. It's just that peaceful. It may just be for a few seconds,
mm-hmm.
but it helps to get the day started in a very peaceful way.
Years ago, funny you'd bring that up. Years ago, on my grandparents' farm near Spring Hill, Kansas, they had the old pump jack that would go. It was run with an electric motor, and you'd hear the pump raise, the motor raise it up, and then it would drop down.
Uh-huh.
Then it raise it up, and then drop down. And to hear that, it would just put you to sleep, because you were close enough you could hear it, but not so close that it would just keep you awake. But you're right, the sounds around us are just more powerful than we think.
That's right, exactly.
Well, leave it to Shores to have all this. So a lot of yard ponds, and again, you don't have to have a couple hundred square feet size pond. It could be the smaller size.
It can be, and if nothing else, if you want just even a small pond in your home, I know some people that have done that. In fact, I can't say I have a small pond in my sunroom, and so it's something just to add some peaceful into an area like that, and just really nice to have.
Wow, so many things, and Shores over the winter has really reworked their stores. They've got a lot of the Toro and Simplicity lawnmowers and garden devices coming in all the time. That's another great line that Shores has.
That's right, and this is a great time to be thinking, my lawnmower needs to be serviced. If you have not gotten it done yet, now would be a great time to be thinking, okay, I've got to get it ready to be taken down there to have it serviced for the season.
Yeah. Well,
and that's another thing they do.
They do. They worked on mine last season, and that's nice. I'd like to tell people, they say, is mowing your yard difficult? And I said, no, I mow with Simplicity.
That's right, exactly.
Simplicity mowers.
And they are exactly what they say. And I've run different mowers through the years, and I will say it goes with its name. It is a simple mower to run, but it does a very good job. And where I have hills, I don't have a flat lawn. And the self-propel that it has on it and everything, it just makes life simple and easy.
Well, it is, and they're easy to start. Just one crank and you're going.
You are going, exactly. And just, like I said, just so simple. And just easy to, it's a heavy mower, but yet it's not a heavy mower. It's a heavy mower as far as the work it does, but as far as weight goes, it doesn't feel that heavy. And so it's easy, and the self-propel on it, the way it is built and everything, it goes on its own, but yet it doesn't pull you and make you run either.
Yeah. And Shores has will have the large commercial mowers too, and a lot of folks with the large acreages and cities and counties, check with Shores before you go anywhere else and buy big lawnmowers, because they're going to be a local outfit. They're going to back it up. They're going to take care of that mower or yard device that you'd get.
That's right. And I was going to say, and they can service it for you, and that's what's great about it.
Oh, my. How many times do you buy something and say, oh, I'm sorry, we can't service that, you need to buy a new one?
Right.
No.
Right.
It doesn't work like that. Well, Christie, we have about 4 minutes left in the program already. Wow, the first one is zoomed by.
It always does.
Some other things there on your big list?
Well, we're not talking specific products today, mainly because with the snow on the ground, we really can't do anything. And so that's why we're saying dream today. And just dream about what you're wanting to do, what you're needing, make the list, and then go down and get the products that you need. You know, I know some people who do this. They get all of their bags of fertilizers that they will use throughout the season at one time. That way, when it's ready, when they want to do it, they've got it in their garage, shed, whatever it is. You know, they've got it. The one thing, too, though, that to know is that Shores always keep a good supply on hand, and so don't worry about, you know, if you don't have the room, don't worry that they will run out, because they don't.
Yeah.
You know, and now is also a good time, like we said, you know, got to play in the dirt once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
If you're wanting to transplant house plants or some of the plants that will be going out that maybe you've had in the house over winter, now would be a good time to be thinking about doing that. And the Fertilome has the best potting soil there is. It's very light, fluffy. It stays that way. It allows air movement. It also allows water penetration, and it is great. I use it actually down at the flower shop also, as far as whenever we're transplanting plants, because we want our plants to have a great start and a great future. And this soil just stays really nice and light and fluffy.
That's the best way to do it. And Shores will help you carry that out, too.
Yes, they will.
Isn't that great? That's just so nice. I tell you, folks that have not been involved with Shores or maybe haven't for a while, it's time to change your plans and get back to Shores Bumper to Bumper. They're downtown Goodland on Main Street, just north of the Cowboy Corner Express, and a lot of parking right out in front of the store. Golly, they've got so much going on. It's amazing, and how they've reworked their store and added the different products. It's a good feeling to see that positive movement.
Service is their middle name.
Yeah, it really is. And surprise, too. I think many folk just have no idea the different services that Shores Bumper to Bumper can provide, not only with the car and truck parts and tractor parts and belts and hoses, and in this case, the yard and garden products, but golly, they'll ask your question or tell them I need this done and I don't know how to do it. I'll bet they can help you.
That's right. And as I was saying, what we will do is throughout the weeks, we'll be talking about new products and new services they have, or maybe not new services, but a lot of the different services that they offer, because there are so many of them that, you know, we're going to try to point on some of those again this year. And then, of course, like I said, talk about some of the new products and some of the old products, but how you can actually use those products.
So great, so great. Well, Christie, thank you so much for being with us, and nice to have you along. It'll be another great season of gardening with the garden guru, Christie Rasure, presented by Shores Bumper to Bumper and Fertilome Yard and Garden Products. Christie, what do you remind us?
Always keep those hands dirty.
That's it. Enjoy your day with us. We'll have another program for you next week on KLOE Goodland. It's a minute till 9, that weather update coming up.